Okay, good morning, disruptive entrepreneurs. Another recording for the Conscious Leadership podcast. And today I thought I'd talk about conflict. So what it is, perhaps how we get into it, why we fear it, and what happens to us while we're in there, and the types of conflict. Because believe it or not, there isn't just one. And there's lots of research, lots of science done on this as a subject. And how we behave, how we react to it is vitally important to the results that we get. So, what is conflict? Definition I've worked with over a number of years. Some of you know that I've been doing learning and development for leadership development for over 30 years. And just as a reminder for those that don't, that's what I've done. So I'm going to read you a definition that I work with. Again, it's one of the best I've ever seen. Again, I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. Take what you know, what makes sense, work with it, and you'll get better results. So let me read this to you. Conflict is a struggle between at least two interdependent parties who perceive incompatible goals, scarce rewards, and interference from the other person in achieving their goals. So when you think about that, there has to be at least two people to have conflict. Now, I'm saying that you can be in conflict with yourself because you are interdependent with yourself to achieve whatever it is you want to do. So if you're in conflict with yourself and you are perceiving incompatible goals, which is sometimes where our unconscious kicks in, we're on a bit of a hide into nothing. I've done a previous podcast on goal setting. I've done a previous podcast on motivation. It all works together. Remember, nothing works in isolation. You have to know a bit about everything linked into the psychology of us as humans to manage ourselves ultimately better than we do currently, and therefore we can lead and manage others with more knowledge about how the humans work together. So conflict can be interpersonal, so with ourselves. It can be, intrapersonal with ourselves, interpersonal with another individual, intergroup, intragroup within a group, intergroup between groups, and international, so, worldwide. And there's lots of conflict in the world. Don't think we've been in a day without conflict since World War I believe. Someone told me once. Anyway, that's off track. So what is conflict? So if you go back to the definition, it's where we perceive incompatible goals. So if you're managing others or you're managing yourself, the goal... Morning, Jonathan. How are you? And how's your business, Vroom? I'm seeing that's doing amazing things. So congratulations. Well done. And maybe I should be interviewing you for my podcast. Have a think. Anyway, so conflict's a struggle between two interdependent parties who perceive incompatible goals. So what does that mean? When we're in business, when we're managing others, the goals need to be in alignment, and we need to be able to gain people's buy-in to the goal to get them to work with us. Otherwise, we are potentially in conflict. Now, within an organisation, we can manage that. And here's a big thing about conflict. You may never resolve it. All you can do within a business is manage it. And you manage it to the best of your abilities with the best of the abilities that you have. And the key thing is to gain people's buy-in to the goal. Whatever the goal is that you're asking them to do, or actually they're even being paid to do. And without that buy-in, potential conflict. Now, the other thing about this is scarce rewards, is that if you are A, managing yourself, B, managing others, scarce rewards for you means celebrating your successes. For you means taking maybe a 5-minute break and maybe potentially acknowledgement verbally back to yourself that you're doing a good job, you're doing the right thing and you're on track, linked back into the goals. Now, for others, scarce rewards can be, as a manager, as a leader, your time and attention to the individual. So what we do as managers and leaders is that we teach people, we do it, and remember when they come to us, they've already learnt a lot. Some people recognise or learn that if they behave badly, they get the time and attention of the manager or the leader. What we need to do as managers and leaders is reverse that psychology, thought process, and we reward their behaviours when they do well. So I've noticed over many, many, many years that a lot of managers, a lot of people, just in general in life, they'll only give you feedback when they see that you've done something wrong. So we need to flip that and give people feedback when they've done things right. That then teaches people and us that we will give them our time and attention for the positive things in life rather than the negative things in life. And this is deep psychology, but it's how we operate as humans. In an employed position, as a business partner, we want the attention, we want the recognition, we want the reward from the leader, from the manager. So we will do, unconsciously, not saying we do this deliberately, although some people do, we will unconsciously look for a behaviour or demonstrate a behaviour that gets the attention of the person that we want to be rewarded by. It's really odd. This links back to motivation. Listen to one of the earlier podcasts because it will explain what our motivation is. Our motivation is goal-driven. We are goal-driven. And conflict is created by a perception of incompatible goals. So think about it. It all links together. Now, the other way that interference can happen, especially within a working environment and within your home environment, because this all cuts across all relationships. I'll do another session on relationships. Interference can be through somebody trying to help you when you haven't asked for their help. So you're doing something, you know you're doing it well, and somebody offers their help. They don't even offer their help for you to say no to. They take it over. They do something you're not asking them to do. They give you advice that you've not asked for. I'll do another session on that. They give you advice that you've not asked for. You don't want the advice because you know how to do it. That has a real impact on our feelings, on our behaviours, on what's going on unconsciously for us. Depending on then how we manage our behaviours, it can cause conflict. We perceive it as conflict. We're not asking for help, they're offering help. So conflict can be caused by a good intent from somebody else. So think about it. So how do we manage conflict? A, we have the conversation. B, we manage our own behaviours, we manage our own feelings, we manage our own thoughts because they're all connected in a cycle. How we think and feel affects our behaviours, which affects how others think and feel, which affects their behaviours, which affects how we think and feel. And in an undisciplined cycle, we generate down. In a disciplined cycle, we can create something and create a better result and a better success. My hand's up the top here because we're doing massive things with results here. We're having huge successes. This is a big subject, as are all of these. None sit in isolation, but as a thought process, what is it that you perceive as an incompatible goal? How do you communicate that to others? Because the core of all this is how we communicate. I will do some more on, I will do something on communication and how we communicate and how we understand through our communication and through the communication of others what's motivating them. If you listen to people's language, you will understand so much. When you understand more, you will be able to manage them differently. You will be able to interact with them differently, whether that's your business partner, your wife, your children, an external body that you're doing business with. The more we learn about communication, the better we are. And to communicate, we've got to listen. I'll do something on listening as well. Nothing sits in isolation. It all sits together. So again, ask any questions you may have below about conflict, because there's fear, flight or freeze reactions. I'll do something on that. Everything links together. Nothing sits in isolation. You may know one bit about something. It's how you connect it to the other things that will create our own self-awareness, which will then create our better results, greater success, better relationships. Everything is linked. Nothing sits in isolation. So ask any questions you may have. Please do. Direct message me if you want to. I will then do a live on it. I'm going to alternate. I'm going to do one in the disruptive entrepreneur community. And because I've just realised, I do learn that I can't share from that community. I'm going to do one there and one on my timeline. So if you want to be aware of all of the Facebook lives I do, please turn on the notification, or come and follow me, friend me on my timeline. And most of you probably are on there anyway, I'm not sure. But I'm going to end this Facebook Live for today. I'll obviously do another one tomorrow because I'm on this mission of one a day for 30 days. They're all being recorded for the podcast as well. So the Conscious Leadership podcast, not launched yet, but I'll let you know when it is so you can look at all the backtrack. Easier there probably than trolling through Facebook. But go out there, take action, do something that gets you further towards your dream, towards your mission, towards your vision, towards your success. And I'm here for you if you want to ask me any questions. But in the meantime, have a fabulous day. Talk to you all soon. Bye for now.